Happy Tuesday. We're back live after the intro. What's up, my beautiful people? It's your boy, Jackson. We're back again with another show. As always, happy Tuesday. How's everyone doing? How's everyone's week? Hopefully, whatever you got going on is being taken care of. Whatever's stressing you out, it's okay. It's going to pass because life is beautiful. Life is great. And hey, there's still light out. It's gonna get darker soon, so more activities you can do. But how's everyone doing? How's everyone's day going? Week going? Everything's going great. Good week. A lot of things coming up this weekend. If you know, you know. But let's jump right into it. So, as always, we start the show for my Niners fans, the Niner talk, the beloved. Everyone looks forward to my thoughts on what's going on with the Niners and the Niners, say what you want about them. They're the gift that keeps on giving because there's always news with them. So, obviously, what happened last time we spoke, there was a lot of exodus of players. We lost Greenlaw, Hufanga, Aaron Banks left. I believe we cut Leonard Floyd, Malik Collins. We let go of Juice. Debo, obviously, he was traded. And I'm sure I'm missing other people. Jalen Moore. But then over the weekend, you know, what we were told was, they were obviously trying to go younger, saving some money. And, let's start off by saying you guys know what I feel about Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason, big fan of his. I feel like he was underutilized in our team. I know we had Christian McCaffrey, and Christian McCaffrey was offensive player of the year. Last year he was injured, but I feel like Mason, he stepped up. He was good. He had obviously that first game was great, and for a long time, for most of the season, he was the leading rusher in the NFL. He reminded me of Marshawn Lynch, and I felt like the Niners didn't utilize him as a 1-2 punch with McCaffrey on that Super Bowl run. So when I saw that he was tendered for a second round pick, that means that they're if a team wanted him, they would have to give the Niners a second round pick. And we got the option of matching whatever contract they were going to give him, right? But after a while, and watching some videos, there was this guy I watched on YouTube that said the Niners did this because they're looking to maybe trading him. And I was like, that's interesting because I guess he was a restricted free agent. So once we tendered him, if we wanted to, we could trade him now. And that's what they did. They traded him to the Vikings. He's going to the Vikings, I believe, for a 2-year deal, $7 million. And I think the Vikings, they got a good running back. I wanted him to stay. Obviously, I think the Niners didn't think we needed him. McCaffrey will be back. Garendo was pretty good. We re-signed Patrick Taylor Jr. But what pissed me off, what really irked me was we traded him fine. We got a 5th-round pick for a undrafted free agent. That's at the end of the day, I mean, that's a come up, right? But then what did we do? We re-signed it Yushek for 2 years, $8 million. And it just made me like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? You say we're going younger. You say we're trying to save some money. So we cut him. We eat that dead cap to go back and re-sign him for basically the same deal. I believe the Niners saved like around 600K. Yes, a lot of money, but we're talking to billionaires here. They saved 600K to get a 35-year-old fullback who, let's think about it, right? The fullback ain't even on the field that much. He's on the field percentage of the plays. And when he's on the field, right, he's not getting the ball. He's not running the ball. like what throughout the season, what maybe he probably had like 200, 300, maybe all purpose yards. That's including rushing and receiving. I mean, when we're on goal line, he's not even on there because he can't block. We can't gain 3 yards with him blocking. He fumbled. He fumbled the one time he was giving the ball in the red zone against the Bills, and it's like I'm just scratching my head, like why? And if we want to really look deep into this, we signed him. We signed the backup tight end. The backup tight end we signed for 20 million. We signed Juszczyk for 8. Yet Greenlaw's contract came out. Yes, he got 35, 3 years, but only 1 year is guaranteed, and the guaranteed money looks like 11 million. So you're telling me we got a backup tight end, a fullback. We paid them instead of paying Dre Greenlaw, who who's gonna give you more production, who's the leader of the defense with Warner, who is a heartbeat, who sets the tone, does the hits. We couldn't pay him, but yeah, we're gonna pay a backup tight end and a fullback who really don't do much on. Yes, look, there's things that Juszczyk does that we don't see, right? The blocking schemes, the running in motion to fool the defense. Other than that, I mean, he doesn't play special teams. Like I said, when we need like 1 or 2 or 3 yards, he can't block. Kittle's a better blocker than him. We all know that. It's just like you're telling us we want to go younger, yet we re-signed him, 35 years old. I get it. Maybe in the locker room, he's a captain, he's a leader. But I mean, his position is a dying breed, is going extinct. We could have drafted a backup tight end. We could have drafted maybe a fullback on him and drafted, but like tight end, going back to tight end, this draft, there's good tight ends. We could have got a tight end that not only just is good at blocking, but can catch. Like, I mean, Kittle, he's our best player on the team, but sometimes, he gets injured. This guy, I believe last year, he didn't catch that many passes. So what if Kittle goes down? Who's going to be the backup tight end? Not him. He can only block. But yeah, I mean, like I said last show, the only thing Juszczyk has brought to this team this past couple of years is that his wife can make cool jackets. But other than him, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But we'll see. Maybe Kyle Shanahan, because Debo is not here anymore, maybe he's gonna use Juszczyk more. Maybe I'm gonna eat my words. Maybe, I don't know, he's gonna catch more passes, rush for more touchdowns, block better, or he might not do shit. But it is what it is. I mean, which leads me to let's ask the question: what are the real expectations for the 49ers in 2025? Last week I spoke like I still think they could make the playoffs. They have a soft schedule. They still have all stars on this team. I mean, McCaffrey, Kittle, Trent Williams, Bosa, Fred Warner, Diamador Lenore. I'm considering a star. He's good. I'm really intrigued by Malik Mustafa. But there's 7 players right there. 7 players right there that are still all stars, right? But then I realize who's on this defensive line? It's just Bosa and Gross Matos, and that's it. We let go, obviously, Hargrave, Malik Collins, Leonard Floyd, and when we didn't sign anyone, at least a veteran, someone solid. Like, there's no one here. So what, are the Niners just gonna, the first 3 picks in their draft, just go defensive tackle, D line, and for them to be starters, not just, I'm all for it, right? But these guys got to be starters, like legit star. Like the 11th pick has to be a baller, because obviously we didn't go to free agency. Right now, they're saying they don't got money to pay. Cool. But like, what are the real expectations? for this team. And I said playoffs. Hey, I still think they could make the playoffs, but like I said, I don't think they're going to go all the way and win the Super Bowl because this team has a lot of holes. Um, but man, this draft, like I said, this draft they have to hit basically all these picks. They have to come out with like at least four starters from this draft. And to think about that is crazy. Like you really think about it, like any team's draft for them to come out with four starters, that's crazy. So I don't know what the Niners are really the plan is like, and which I believe. Where is the question here? You think the Niners rebuilding or just remodeling, man? I think the Niners they're resetting. What do they call it? They're you know pushing the explosion button and they're trying to blow this up, go young, and like I said, like I was saying last week, I think we're looking at 2026, 2027 now. Um, but is Kyle and John Lynch going to be here till then? Is Brock Purdy, is he going to get paid? If you asked me this like a couple months ago, I said, yeah, now I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they want to. I think the thing that's holding back the contract is the years. Brock Purdy, he probably wants 5 years. He wants um, stability, right? And I think the Niners are like, hey, we'll give you this amount, but for 3 years, because we don't know about you. We don't know. We don't know how that elbow is. We don't know, if you're injury prone. We don't know if the Brock Purdy we saw last year is the real Brock Purdy. Because if you're gonna get franchise money, you got to carry this team. You're not gonna have the Avengers around you. You're gonna have to put the team on your back. And Brock Purdy, can you do that? Do you warrant those 60 million, 55? Or do we give you a Sam Darnold deal, 35, 40, prove it deal? Because as I've been saying, the Niners, they hold all the leverage. They could just say, you know what, Purdy, you're under contract one more year. Prove it to us. If you think you're that good, you really want this deal, of 40, 35 million a year, or are you going to bet on yourself? And then we're going to have to pay you the big bucks if you come out, if you lead this team to the playoffs, deep playoff run, Pro Bowl, potential MVP season. Then Brock Purdy could come back and be like, yo, I did all this with no weapons. Let me get my money. But we will see. So my expectations for the Niners, 9-10 wins. And they're gonna have to come out with they're gonna have to at least be 4-2 in the division. So they can only afford 2 losses to the Rams, Seattle, or the Cardinals. Those are my expectations. They have a good coach. They have a franchise quarterback. So we'll see. Are the Niners the new Cowboys? What do you mean by that? Like being just mid, being every year hopes, like every year it's our year, it's our year. I think there's fans in every team like that, but I think some Niners fans, they're realistic. They know what's going on. They know that this team right now on paper, obviously, is not the same team that we've had the past couple years. Um, and I think they are accepting that maybe this season. I still think, like I said, I still think they'll be competitive because, as I mentioned, we still have 7 all-star players on this team and maybe 3 or 4 potential upcoming players. But I think we saw, this past free agency too. Like there's a lot of players that the Niners were trying to get, and maybe these players were like, "Yo, this is not a Super Bowl contending team." Joey Bosa, for example, there was a lot of hype, right? The Bosa brothers, his brothers here. It's all written in the stars, and he decided to go to the Bills. Why? They got Josh Allen. They got Super Bowl aspirations. For example, the Eagles. The Eagles made great moves, and that I'm very envious. They got Aziz. Aziz Alawarjiri from the Giants, pass rusher, which we needed. They signed him for 4 million, 1 year deal. He probably went there because he's like, hey, they're the reigning Super Bowl champs. That D line stack, I might got a chance to win a ring. But it just makes you think like the Niners could have paid that. They paid Juice whatever 8 million. They could have paid that to him. We need that. That's something we need next to Bosa. But I think players also they're like this team. All these players left. I don't think they're that contenders anymore. I'll go to the Eagles, 1 year deal. I'll go to the Bills. I'll go to the Commanders. I'll go to the Vikings. I'll go to the Lions. So I don't know. I think those days of Niners attracting, like when we had Randy Gregory, Chase Young. Sorry, that's what I meant. I think I think next year we're going to be spending. This year, like I said, the draft's important. Like we got to come out with a solid 3, 4 solid, like at least two of them starters, and the other two solid, and the rest of the other players at least some potential because we need to rebuild. We need to add some, fill these holes that we have on the team. Other news in NFL that happened, big news that dropped. Bengals re-signing not only Jamar Chase for a record, I believe, he's getting 40 million a year. I think the most money a non-quarterback is getting. So Jamar Chase, congratulations. But they also signed T. Higgins to a what was it? Like 115 guaranteed, 4 years. Also, they were able to sign both of the receivers. Now, what does this mean for the Bengals team going forward? They're paying Burrow, Chase, Higgins, and the memes have been coming out. Well, who else? They might sign me for the defense. They might sign you for the offensive line because all that money is spent on those three players. They have their defensive star. What's his name? Hendrickson. Will they have enough money to sign? I know he wants a new deal. They might trade him. Might be during the draft. But they're banking on their offensive weapons. They're banking on Jamar Chase. They're banking on Higgins. Um, Good for them. We'll see if that works out, but that's a lot of money on two receivers. And look, Jamar Chase, he good. He's good. He's a baller. He proved it. Like I said, he proved it this year. Last year he wanted to get paid. The Bengals said, "Prove it to us," and he said, "All right, bet." He proved it. He got his bag more than Justin Jefferson. But Higgins, he's good, but he sometimes he gets injured a lot. So we will see. Because if one of them goes down, like I said, they ain't gonna have enough money to have someone else. They're gonna also focus on the draft. But congratulations to both of them for getting the bag. Um, but what a bag. 40 million a year for a receiver. Incredible. For as for football, I mean, that's pretty much all that's been happening. The next, coming up is the draft. Looking forward to that. Next week, we'll do a little mock draft. Maybe I'll do my studying. Um, as I mentioned, Niners pick at 11. Whatever falls to us, hopefully they don't reach, but we're in a good spot. And it just a lot of things have to factor where these quarterbacks go. If there's going to be trade ups, but it's right around the corner. I believe in a month the draft will happen. But let's jump into what's really popping right now. We go from football to football. Um, Obviously, we know what's coming up next for Champions League. Big matchups. Um, there was a big controversy, right? Did Julian Alvarez touch it twice? Hey, first of all, I didn't know that was a rule, but it's a rule, right? It's a rule. It's just crazy to me that I've never seen that. Like, I've never seen it been enforced. Obviously, now we have VAR. Um, but in my honest opinion, Like I've seen many videos, I've seen zoomed in videos, I've seen close ups. I just don't see a solid video of him like legitly of it just changing trajectory. I believe where he shot it, where he intended to shoot it, it was gonna go there regardless if it was touched or not. Like I said, it's a rule. Rules are rules, right? But now they're talking about, they're gonna look into the rule, changing it up a bit. Did it change the outcome? I mean, Acatico still ended up missing the neck, I believe the decisive one, right? But you could say, the pressure was on. Obviously, they needed a score. But Real Madrid, always some controversy, right? And I know Real Madrid fans, y'all gonna be like, oh, y'all, y'all just hating, da 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 da. But Real Madrid fans, the same situation happened. It was Barca on the other side. You guys would have been like Barcelona. Um, I'm just saying. But I don't know what kind of rule changes can happen. Maybe he re-kicks it, right? If they think he double touched it. Um, but I think, like I said, it's a rule. It was enforced. It happens. Real Madrid moves on. And now they will face Arsenal. And I think we're down to the last 8 teams. Like he's on the now it's the best of the best, and we'll see where it goes. Let's see. He touched it twice. Apparently, they can't check that with VAR. Checking it twice, but I thought that's what they did. Didn't because I wasn't it when he shot it right. It was like the ref said it was a good PK, and then I think VAR checked it, and then they decided, oh, he did touch it twice. Is that what you meant? Like they can't check, like you're saying they couldn't have checked VAR, but they did check VAR. And Bani, like I said, I've seen the zoomed in video and it's like, okay, like, but it's like so minuscule, like it didn't even change the trajectory. Like he slipped. Yet again, he could have slipped and missed it. It was just like you can't retake it. It happened. It hurt me when John Terry did that. He slipped and missed the PK, right? They were not supposed to use VAR. I see. So why did they use VAR? And this is where the conspiracy theories comes out, right? Hey, I mean, for all we know, right? I mean, I'm sure UEFA how the bracket, is being set up, right? It could be a potential Real Madrid Barca final, right? That would UEFA want that? If we really think about it, of course. All the marketing, the money that it would make a Real Madrid Barca for the first time for the Champions League final, how they've been playing, how it's been back and forth, how this Barcelona team right now, is playing great, is winning games. They're confident going up against the super, super, super Galacticos of Mbappe, Vini, Rodrigo, Valverde, Rudiger, you name them, right? Of course, I'm sure they want that. But I don't know. Maybe I'm naive. Maybe I still believe in the that that there is no match fixing, that there is no sway in results in decisions like that. It could have been, I don't know. They just saw something they wanted to review. I don't know. But that there's going to be changes going forward, I'm sure there will be changes going forward with this rule because now it's out there. And like I said, I didn't know about this rule. I didn't know that if you touched it twice, you basically that's it, GG's. How come if the goalie steps up, you can reshoot it, right? I know it's a heartbreak, but same thing happened to Dez. That was a catch. I think it was a catch too, Bonnie, to be honest. When it happened, like their explanation of because he made a football move, right? Like he tried to get that touchdown, but man, that's 10 years ago, bro. It's time to get over it. Get over it. But Bonnie, yeah, I mean, the what is a catch, what is not a catch. To this day, they still don't know. They're still, man. But Real Madrid Arsenal next. That one should be good. I'll give my prediction at the end. Paris Saint Germain, Sierra, ese Sierra, that's what is it, day 2000 something now? Let's see, let me look it up. What day is it for no era penal? Is there a there is a counter. Day 3,915, 8 hours, 40 minutes, and 6 seconds. Que no era penal. Damn. No era penal. No era penal. But the next matchup, Paris Saint Germain, Aston Villa. Um, Paris Saint Germain. Who knew that all they needed to do was get rid of Messi, Mbappe, Neymar? And man, they would play better. And man, they have a great possibility of going all the way, of winning. Dembele's balling, Cavaradona's balling. Their young players are balling, but they're going up against Aston Villa, who's been surprising, obviously, in the Premier League. They're top four. They won their matchup decisively 3-0. Obviously, PSG, they're going to go with the momentum, defeating Liverpool, who was favorited, who was supposedly going to win the Champions League, who are first in the Premier League with a good cushion, but who lost over the weekend against Newcastle. So could they be on the little slope? But Paris, Aston Villa should be a good one. I think they're pretty evenly matched up. But I'll go back and give my prediction. Now, Barcelona haters, they mad right now because they've been saying, oh, Barcelona has been having the easiest, matchups. They had Monaco, who, no, sorry. They had Benfica. They handled them decisively, no problem. Now they have Dortmund. Dortmund, who struggled against Leo, winning 2-1, 3-2 in aggregate. But it's not Barcelona's fault, right? Whatever team is in front of them, they got to still handle business. Anything can happen in two legs. Dortmund could pop off. They could tie away, and then at home they win, vice versa. So, but Barcelona, like I said, they handled. They've been playing great over the weekend. Obviously, they came back. They were losing 2-0 against Atletico, and they came back 4-2. Jamal did not have his best game over the weekend. He was getting, he wasn't showing up. He was getting handled. But let's talk about this. Atletico de Madrid. I think Real Madrid fans, Barcelona fans can agree. Atletico de Madrid style of play, I find it disgusting. I find it horrible. I will say, when they were up 2-0, 1-0, man, them deciding to take out Julian Alvarez was, I think, their biggest mistake. Julian Alvarez was cooking. He was the one, that was putting fits on Barca on the counters. I don't understand why they would take him out for Sorloth. Sorloth, obviously aerial, more of a number 9, but Barcelona were able to, handle him. He did score. The counters, were still there, but man, Atletico they play horrible. I don't like that style of play. It's not beautiful. It's just we score a goal, we sit back, and we pray. Yes, it's like garra and all that, but like that's not football. Football for me. So I'm happy Barca came back. But I was gonna say Jamal did not show up, but this is what makes you one of them. This is what makes you a legend, a great player. When it matters most, when you need it, when it's tied 2-2, 93rd minute, you're there, you come through, and you score the winning goal. And he did. Obviously, there was a big deflection, but he did what he needed to do. And Barcelona are now sit on top of La Liga. They were going up against Dortmund. The last matchup, Bayern Munich, Inter. Inter handled it decisively 4-1. Bayern as well, 5-1. Bayern's cooking too. Can Harry Kane make it all the way? He's never won a trophy. He's never had it. This Bayern team, with Musiala, with all their players that they have, Tell, This one's also going to be good because Inter, they're playing well. They're also a defensive team, um, and they've been cooking up. But my predictions, I'm going to go with. I'll go from the. I'll go Bayern. They progress to the semis. I'll go Barca, also to the semis. Do you want you guys want the score predictions? Because last round I predicted some of these scores, and if y'all would have bet it, y'all would have got some money. All right, let's give score predictions. First game. So overall, I think Bayern will progress, but first game, I see a Bayern 2-1 winning. Barcelona 3-1. Barca progresses. First game. This is just first game. But I think Barca progresses, Bayern progresses. Paris Saint-Germain, Aston Villa. What are you telling me? 2-0, Paris Saint-Germain. Arsenal, Real Madrid. First leg, I think it's a 0-0. Bold prediction. I think it's a 0-0. Oh, sorry. Paris will progress. I'm going Gunners. Gunners because they destroyed my Chelsea. They didn't destroy him, but we'll get into Chelsea. But I'm going Gunners. Now, my Madrid fans, will you be coming after me if I'm wrong? I'll take it. I'll be here. I'll say, you know what? I'm sorry. But if Arsenal pulls through, you heard it here first. So yeah, I'm getting here. They're laughing. I got to stir the pot. I got to stir the pot. Arsenal. What a horrible game Chelsea played against Arsenal over the weekend. Um, Obviously, Cole Palmer, he got injured, but he hasn't been playing well lately. He's been warm Palmer, as you guys like to call him. But it just reminded me of, I remember at the beginning of the season, Chelsea was playing so great. They actually had an identity. And this past game, yeah, they had possession of the ball, but they were just passing it in between their center backs back and forth, not doing anything with it. They had no danger on Arsenal's goal. Because Arsenal, they scored their goal. Marino's been on fire. They played their game, and they won. I heard you from over here, and I had to check in. The passport, you got it. I'm gonna have to come get you. The Coyote already got it right here on speed dial. Whenever you're ready. But that was basically. I mean, I'm going Gunners. Tony, am I counting you out? Am I gonna hear that song in like a month? Am I gonna have to eat my words? Or should I just say no salen de ese grupo? And you know what that means. I don't know. If George is here, we're Team Gunners right now against Real Madrid always. Haven't won the trophy in a long time, like I play for the Gunners. I don't know. George, are you here? Do you believe in your Gunners? Because I'm believing in them. Will they let me down like they've let you down your whole life? That's my question. That is, maybe I've made a great mistake. Maybe I've awakened the beast of all the Madrid fans. You've eaten words you spoke against Madrid plenty of times. It's gonna have to hit once. Like, I mean, your faith on Cruz Azul defeating America is gonna have to hit once. So it's gonna have to hit once for me. I'm gonna have to. But we'll see. We will see, as I always say. Now we get to my favorite time of the week, the Bunny questions. Bunny asks, great question. What is a good time? What is a good mile time at our age? Our age? You 40. I'm 30. But no. Around our age, I was thinking about this. My best mile time ever in my life, ever. And I was proud of it because I never thought I would hit at my size. I ran a 6 minute mile, 6 minutes and 50 seconds mile. Best I've ever done. I don't think I've ever reached. I could ever reach that again, but That was my best. Now I'm happy if 9 minutes, 9 minutes at my own pace, relajado. Maybe I can push eight. I try eight, nine. I think that's solid. Um, maybe if you're a little lighter, 7, 8 minutes, that's okay. 10, depending, maybe see for, I don't know, Tony said if you can finish it under 15, I think you solid. I'm running a 5K, which is 3.10 miles. How fast should I finish? What do people usually, what's a good time for them? Like 25 minutes, right? I would say that's like a solid. So I would say if you do it in, I won't finish that mile. I don't know, Bonnie, you think 30 minutes? That's not bad, no? Maybe, but Bonnie, I mean, I know you've been practicing, right? Like if you do, I'm at 27. I think that's fine, Bonnie. 27. That's shouldn't be ashamed of yourself. 8 minute mile pace, good pace. 24 minutes? Nah, don't do 20. Do okay. You know what? Finish it in 24 minutes and 47 seconds. That's solid, I think. I think that's a solid time. It's a good time. Some people say it's a special time. So I think you're fine, but like 8 minutes, 9 minutes. How about this, Pancho? Okay, if you had to bet money, if you had to bet money over under with Tony to run a 5K, would you bet under an hour or over an hour? I'll give you some time to think. It's a great because I feel like if we're betting things, but I don't know. I mean, 3.10 miles, Tony. I'll go over an hour. Over an hour that it'll take him to finish it. I'm going over an hour. What do you think? What do you guys think? Under, he can walk a 20-minute mile, but it's Tony. He got no knees. I think he's still injured. Walking the 20-minute mile, he already be gassed. 1 mile every 20 minutes, I'm still taking the over an hour, huh? That's 60 minutes. Porque we got to take into consideration what if he pulls a hamstring? What if he sits down? What if there's a sushi naloa on the way? He takes a break, se chinga un chingo de sushis. Or there's a gruyense, he'll buy tres sopes, a burrito, a quesadilla. Like these are questions that we got to think about. So I'm taking the over 3.10 miles, no training. But that's the thing, Pancho. Would he train? Like if we tell him, all right, you got like 3 months, he'll start training that last month, that last week. So when Tony gonna do it? Ask him. No training. See? I'm no training over. I'm taking the over an hour. Free money right there. Free money. That's easy. No training, easy. Tony's the gift that keeps on giving. Um, but Bonnie, for you, if you've been training, you're at 27 minutes. I'll run it when I get bet. But Bonnie, 25 minutes. March on April 1st. That's April Fool's Day. He won't show up. But Bonnie, 25 minutes. I think you should be proud of yourself if you get it to that. If it's 27, right now you're at 27, le echas un poco de ganas, 25 minutes, you're good. For a 40-year-old, you good. ¿Qué más quieres? Favorite alcoholic beverage of all time or recently? I'll give of all time. Let me hold on. I always fuck up with these. Okay. Favorite alcoholic beverage. Okay. Let's just go back to memory lane, right? Since Tony's here. I remember my first time, one of my first times drinking, and it was with Tony. I think we are going to a rave. Tony, I just remember basically my alcoholism is Tony's fault because he takes out a Sky Vodka. I believe it must have been citrus, Sky Vodka citrus. He's like, hey, we're not 21. We can't buy drinks inside. So all you gotta do is just chug this, take cool swigs, and you'll be solid. So I see that man take out the Sky Vodka citrus. Goo, 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 goo. Boom. I'm like, okay, cool. That's what we do. That's what we do here. So I do the same thing. It's the most disgusting vodka I've ever had. But for a while, that's what we would get. So the Smirnoffs, the Sky Vodkas. Sky Vodkas had to be flavored because Sky Vodka on his own is rough. Is rough. But then as we got a little older, I know, Bonnie, you remember these, the Blue Moon nights con the orange. That was a big one with Blue Moons. I sold Tony a Cuervo handle at the Karma versus Sequoia game. See, but those are memories you have forever because back in those days, that's all you can get. Obviously, you couldn't afford the nice shit. Y pues es lo que caiga. The plastic vodka bottles. Like you had to go through those stages in life, to like understand like good alcohol, to understand like, okay, yeah, if I'm 32 years old and I'm buying plastic bottle vodkas, I got an issue, I got a problem. But we go through the stages. Um, like I said, Blue Moon with the orange slices, memorable, timeless. Playing FIFA with those, the Giants parade with those. But then I had my little shout out my boy Alexis, the little Ciroc eras. The Ciroc green apple basically tasted like candy. That shit will Druski's. Never had a Hennessy era. Definitely. I'm not Vic. I'm not ghetto. So no Hennessy moment for me. But nowadays, I really enjoy the death row happy dads. Always, they know me right there. Roosevelt as happy dad. That's where we get them. I enjoy Tito's. Talk about the Tito's nights. I know Tony knows. I know. Shout out my boy Cody, wherever you are. Fouché, he knows the Tito nights. But a good tequila always. I really do enjoy. It's obviously 1942. Can't go wrong. Um, what tequila do I like? Casamigos. I like Casamigos. But we will see. We will see this Saturday. If you know, you know what we will be enjoying. But like I said, you gotta show respect to those alcohol days that we used to have. Nouveau bottle, I felt like Ti. Bien. Um, you know which ones I've been wanting to try? The Shannon Sharp one, the Shea by Le Portier, just to see what the hype is about. It's probably, you know, maybe I could be like Shannon, going on live, not realizing you're live, and the horse noises. One place you would love to visit. So obviously, you guys know my admiration, my deep rooted, enthusiastic desire to go to Hong Kong. I just feel like Hong Kong, there's a lot of different things you can do in Hong Kong, and has many flavors, many options, and it's very peaceful, I would say, and it's very worth the hype, as I've been told. And everyone bring a Hennessy bottle for Jill's birthday. We don't want that. And the thing about Hong Kong, and the thing, I've sent a scout there to check it out, to make sure the hype is real, to make sure that it's okay for when I arrive, everything's set up. And my scout, he's been telling me, he's been telling me of the stories, of everything that's been going on. And let's just say Hong Kong, the hype is real. And it's a place I would love to visit. And it's a place that I think I'm ready. And it's a place that I might not want to leave because I know my boy or my scout, he don't want to leave. He's been there a week straight. I think they know him by first name basis now. And let's just say he's tasted all the flavors. So Hong Kong definitely won. Other than that, obviously London to go see Chelsea play in Stamford Bridge, dream of mine, definitely. Um, Also Tokyo. I've heard Tokyo's pretty cool. Um, I would never thought that I would say Tokyo, but I heard the people are nice. I heard obviously there's Tokyo Disneyland. So definitely Tokyo, with Tokyo, London, and Hong Kong. Whatever order, doesn't matter. Maybe Hong Kong first. Thailand. Thailand too. Cool. So as we almost wrap up the show, unless you guys have further questions, we're gonna end it with I'm gonna be ranking the Harry Potter movies. And then we'll get some Harry Potter questions. There's a big event this weekend, Harry Potter centric theme. You got the special Hogwarts invitation. I will see you there. But let's jump into it. Una Japanese for G. Konnichiwa. Arigato gozaimasu. My favorite Harry Potter movie, if I had to rank them from what is it, 1 through 8, right? Because they split the last movie in two. Chamber of Secrets, number one for me. Or let's start from bottom to pues ya empecé aquí. Chamber of Secrets. I don't know why, but that movie, I just love it. I love the basilisk. Spoiler alerts. You see Tom Riddle. You're like, who's this guy? He's showing Harry Potter what happened when a bunch of these students died because of the basilisk, the heir of Slytherin, right? The one who opened the Chamber of Secrets. Then you find out that Tom Riddle's Voldemort, like young Voldemort, and it has everything. Uh, it has mystery. They're trying to solve things, trying to figure out what's going on. What Ron Weasley's sister? She's the heir of Slytherin. How she's in Gryffindor. So I would say Chamber of Secrets. Then I will have to say we got to give love to the first one that started off, Sorcerer's Stone. It stars the magic. Amazing movie. Old movie now, right? Timeless classic. We're introduced to these characters and to the world that is Harry Potter. Number three, we'll go Prisoner of Azkaban. Uh, Also, a lot of mystery, right? Time travel. Time travel is introduced. We're introduced to the Dementors. We're introduced to what's it called? I forgot what's it called. I think they're Patronus, right? They're Patronus, and Harry Potter. He doesn't know what his Patronus is or why he always be fainting against the basilisk. I mean, the basilisk, the Dementors. And then from there, so we're at three. Number four, I mean, we got to give love to the last one, right? I think that one, just what you wrap up the movie, the Battle of Hogwarts. There's a lot of casualties, a lot of characters die that you're like, oh shit, they died. And then it just culminates, with the defeat of Voldemort, and then you see, where the story continues, right? These characters are, they show that they're older, they have their kids, sending them off to Hogwarts. So that's four. Five, Goblet of Fire. They kill my boy Batman in it. Spoiler alert, El Cedric. Um, you're introduced to other schools, not just Hogwarts, in the Triwizard Tournament. So we're at 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, was I guess 6. I'll put Half Blood Prince. 7, the first part. The 7. I'll go with the first part of the last movie. And the last one, I don't know why I just didn't enjoy the Goblet of Fire. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys agree? Am I wrong? I mean, I think I kind of went more nostalgia because I remember more fondly the first couple movies because that's when we're about it. The last couple ones, like I said, I barely rewatched them during COVID, all of them, just to know what's up. Um, but yeah, what will you guys be coming as on Saturday? And we wrap it up with the best houses in Hogwarts. For me, my boy, your boy, he a Slytherin because we snakes, we kill rats. Slytherin because then their dorms are in the dungeon. Pretty cool, right under the sea. So when they wake up, they're waking up to under the lake that is in Hogwarts. So I would say they're ambitious. They want to be the best. You said good. Did I say Goblet twice? My bad. No, Order of the Phoenix. Number 5 is Order of the Phoenix. You're right, Bunny. Chama Puff. Chama Puff is a good house. You're right, Bunny. Thank you for correcting me. Um, then I guess you go Gryffindor, right? More loyal, right? Leaders, loyal, courageous. Then I guess I go Ravenclaw. I don't know much about the last. I know Hufflepuff is the weenie ones, right? They the nerds, the suckers. No one wants to be a Hufflepuff, right? Um, but there's one of the houses that their dorms like up high, and that's pretty cool. I think it's Ravenclaw. But I would say Slytherin. If that's my first option, then I guess Gryffindor. I think I would probably be a Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, and no one wants to be a Hufflepuff. Definitely. Um, but yeah. But as we wrap up the show, thank you guys again. Another amazing show. Hopefully your day goes well. Everything's good for the people. I will see you Saturday for an amazing time. We will have a great time together as always. I'm going as the leprechaun bankers from the first movie. That's a good one, Bonnie. Hey, that's a good one. Can't wait. But thank you guys again. Have a wonderful rest of your day, rest of the week. I will see you guys next week. Bye.